with the start with the Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadhapi Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavam Cha Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Ladita Shri Visakam Vicham Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavinda
Hare Krishna.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatadi Sitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girinyat kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Pramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavate Tam Slokir Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please kindly accept my humble obeisances. Oh God to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for giving me this opportunity today to purify my speech once again, and hopefully I can say something. I can like just copy whatever Srila Prabhupada has said and bring it to you. And I'm not on that stage like to keep a class really, but still whatever little knowledge I have acquired, I would like to share it with you. But today we are going to do Canto 2, Chapter 10, verses 37 to 40. So far we have learned a lot about the Lord desires, whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted to do something. So he created the appropriate senses and then the sense object and so forth and so on. We will see all this again, not in deep, but just kind of an overview. And so this second canto is very, very philosophical. So philosophical meaning that it is only related or devoted to the study of fundamental nature of knowledge and of a reality of existence. So the reality, what is it? So this Canto 2 deal mostly with that topic. And then, so from this second canto, we get a clear and real understanding of who the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, is. He is the ultimate source of all energies that we have seen during the reading this Canto 2. So he is the ultimate source, as we know, of all senses, sense object, as we learn, their specific presiding deities, and also their functions. So, for example, we know so when the Lord, when he desired, when he just wanted to create something, when the Lord desired. So we see how he created. He created like the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the tongue, genitals. Everything is in detail. And here also Also the presiding deities. Presiding deities are, for example, for the eyes is a Surya Devta, sun god. For the ears is a Dig Devtas. For nose is Ashwini Kumaras. For the mouth is Agni Dev. And for the tongue is Varun Dev. So the genital is a Prajapati. And all these are there. So people may say we have 30 crore, 33 million Devi Devtas. So these are the functions. Everyone has got a specific function, right? So we know that in Brahma Samhita, it is stated in chapter 5 that Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadi Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So meaning is Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is a supreme personality of Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. And he is a prime cause of all causes. That is there in the Brahma Samhita. So let's read this the verses 37 to 40, and then we will continue with our discussion, if it's okay with everyone. Okay. So text 37. So I would need some volunteer to read the purport later on. We won't do word-to-word translation because it's too long, unless you want it, Kristika.
It's okay, Mataji. We won't do it because it's
okay.
So many purpose.
Yes. Okay, so text 37 to 40. Prajapatim manum devan rishin pitriganan pritak siddhacharana gandharvan vidyadhara surag guhyakan kinnara apsarasu nagan sarpan kin purushan naran matri rakshaha pichashamscha preta bhuta vinayakan kusumando madhav vitalan yatudhanan grahanapi khad Khagan, Mrigan, Pashun, Vrikshan, Girin, Ripa, Sarisripan, Dvividhas, Chaturvidhyayanye, Jalasthala, Nabha, Kashaha, Kushala, Misra, Kamanam, Gatayas, Primaha. So we'll just read the translation and then somebody can help. Translation, O King, now from me that all living entities are created by the Supreme Lord according to their past deeds. This include Brahma and his sons like Daksha, the periodical heads like Vaivashvata Manu, the demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna, the great sages like Bhrigu, Vyasa, and Vashishta, the inhabitants of Pitriloka and Siddharaloka, the Charanas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Asuras, Yakshas, Kinnaras, and angels, the serpentines, the monkey-shaped Kimpurushas, the human beings, the inhabitants of Matriloka, the demons, Pichasas, ghosts, spirits, lunatics, and evil spirits, the good and evil stars, the goblins, the animals in the forest, the birds, the household animals, the reptiles, the mountains, the moving and standing living entities, the living entities born from embryos, from eggs, from perspiration, and from seeds, and all others, whether they be in the water, land, or sky, in happiness, in distress, or in mixed happiness and distress. All of them, according to their past deeds, are created by the Supreme Lord. Okay, so now I would like someone to read the purport, please, if it's okay.
Hare Krishna. Are there any volunteers? I can read otherwise. Okay, I'll read the purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The varieties of living entities are mentioned in this list, and with no exception from the topmost planet down to the lowest planet of the universe. All of them in different species of life are created by the Almighty Vishnu. for Almighty Father Vishnu. Therefore, no one is independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita 14.4, the Lord therefore claims all living entities as his offsprings in the following verse. Sarvayoneshu konteya mritya samvantiya tasamha brahma mahadyoner aham bija pradapita. The material nature is compared to the mother. Although every living being is seen to come out of the mother's body, it is still a fact that the mother is not the ultimate cause of such a birth. The father is the ultimate cause of birth. Without the father's seed, no mother can give birth to the child. Therefore, the living beings in different varieties of forms and positions without the innumerable universes are all born of the seeds of the Almighty Father, the personality of Godhead. And only to the man with poor fund of knowledge do they appear to be born of the material nature. Being under the material energy of the Supreme Lord, all living entities, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, are manifested in different bodies according to their past deeds. The material nature is one of the energies of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 7.4. The material nature is inferior in comparison to the living entities, the superior nature. The superior nature and the inferior nature of the Lord combine to manifest all universal affairs. Some of the living entities are relatively happy in better conditions of life, whereas others are in distressed condition of life. But factually, none of them are actually happy in material condition life. No one can be happy in prison life, although one may be a first-class prisoner and another a third-class prisoner. The intelligent person should not try to be promoted from third-class prisoner life to first-class prison life, but should try to be released from the prison altogether. One may be promoted to the first-class prisoner, but the same first-class prisoner is again degraded to the third-class prisoner in the next term. One should try to be free from prison life and go back home, back to Godhead. That is the real goal for all types of living entities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Can we keep the screen, because can we go to the translation, please? Yeah,
Is that
thank you.
okay? Okay.
Yes, thank you, that's okay. So I will take reference from here, if you don't mind. Can you just leave it here?
Yes, sure, Mataji.
Okay. So one thing is, there are so many names mentioned here. We'll talk about these names later. But one thing I was thinking when it says the living entities born from embryos, from eggs, from perspiration, and from seeds. So this word perspirations is kind of trigger something in my mind. Why? How come birth be taken place from perspiration, right? So can anybody say something about it? Can anybody tell me about how come, what does it refer to, this perspiration?
Mataji, during creation, when God was creating and from his perspiration, the other Brahmandas were created. Is it a reference to Jivas from that?
That is also there, but here it says from perspiration and seeds. This one, I think, is talking about the material world here, because it's talking about the living entities, right? So what it is mentioning here, what is referring to here is, can you hear me properly?
Yes,
Ritika?
Mataji, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Because I can hear some echo, that's why I'm just asking. So yes, this perspiration, it comes from, it's referred to Mother Earth. The Jews that are on Mother Earth. So the seeds when fall on Mother Earth, then they sprout. So that is what the references is here. Is a Jew on and similarly in one of the previous verses, it also talk about relationship between the body, the hair on the body, and the hair on Mother Earth. So that is also there, the hair on the body, and how would we relate to that? Is all the plants and all the creepers and trees and all that are there, and that what we use as food and medicines to put in our bodies. That's how we are related to this perspiration also. It triggered me like to go and find out what does it mean. So here, let's go back. As we know, Lord Shri Krishna, he did not create this material world like with pleasure. I already once or twice, I've already said in some classes that Lord Shri Krishna, he was not happy. He did not want to create. He did not want to create this material world, but because we were adamant to enjoy. We wanted to enjoy just like him. So we did not consider our constitutional position as eternal servitor of the Lord, right? We are all his eternal servitor, but we sometimes, what happened, we did not consider us like that. We wanted to enjoy just like the Lord. So in a way, we forced the Lord. We force him to create this material world. And for that is for our own enjoyment. And here, in verses 37 to 40, it is mainly talking about Visarga. Visarga, which is the secondary creation, not the first creation, right? So actually, the Lord has nothing to do with this material world. So we know that all his desires are automatically fulfilled. He doesn't need to do any endeavor to fulfill any of his desire. And as we know also, everything emanates from by his will only. Willingly, then it will happen. He doesn't have to do any effort. Because it said the whole universe is just like one in his fist. We fit the whole universe fit only in one fist. So there's nothing difficult. It's just like a little ball. A child is playing with a little ball, and that is how it is. So he has no purpose for himself. He doesn't have any purpose. What he does, so why did he create this material world then? If he doesn't have any purpose, he doesn't have anything to do with material world, why did he create it? So he created it because he wants to reclaim all of us fallen conditioned souls. That's why he created this material world, so that when we come here and we get the human form of life, we don't come as human, we come in different species, like 8.4 million species of life. And among all these, we have aquatics, 900,000. We have plants, 2 million. We have worms and reptiles, 1.1 million. We have birds, 1 million species. Beasts, 3 million. Human forms, 400,000. So altogether, we have 8.4 millions, right? So we come in all of this, and final is mother cow. And then from mother cow, we become human being. So there was a question, what happens if somebody, like people are killing cows nowadays a lot in the slaughterhouses. So what happens if a cow is killed before the end of the prescribed time of his lifespan? What happens? Suppose a cow is supposed to live for 20 years, and the cow is being killed when she is 15 years old. So that 5 years old, because the cow also is a karma, then after that, the cow's body will get the human form of life. So for the 5 last years, that soul has to roam. roam around until the 5 years is passed, then it will get the form of life. That also because she did not pay for the karma in the last 5 years, because we know the story of Gokarna and Dundakari. When Dundakari was killed, he was in the body of a ghost. So that's the same thing will happen to that 5 years of the cows, that the 5 years that she didn't spend, that was left. So then she will come back. Maybe she can get human form of life, but she will get it with lots of problems, like diseases, mental stress, like some people are born disabled. All these will come for the 5 years that she has not spent the life in the cow's body. That will come. So that was just something that came into my mind. I just wanted to share it. So here we know that the Lord wants to reclaim all the fallen conditioned souls. Therefore, when we study the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see the flow. We can see the flow in the Srimad Bhagavatam, meaning that everything is leading us toward the ultimate goal. Everything that we read from the beginning is teaching us something, is giving us something, and is leading us toward the ultimate goal. So in the previous verse, we see that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he doesn't contact material nature. He doesn't contact at all material nature. So instead, what he wants, he just asks Lord Brahma to create. So Lord Brahma is creating everything, secondary creation. Now in verses 37 to 40, Srila Prabhupada explained how Brahma is creating everything. But interestingly speaking, in the purport he mentioned the Bhagavad Gita verse 14.4, which Mataji has just read. Sarvayonishu konteya murtaya sambhavani yaha te tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. Aham bija pradapita. Right? The translation is like, it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. So now there's something important here, interesting, important. Now this is, we need to clarify, because here it does not refer to Lord Brahma. It doesn't refer to Lord Brahma. As stated, I am the seed-giving father. So who is it referring to? Can anybody answer, please? Mahavishnu does not contact Mother Earth. And Lord Brahma is not the one. Who is the one then?
Garbhadaksha Vishnu?
No, Mataji, all the three Vishnu, none of them get contact with Mother Earth. So here, it is referring to Lord Shiva. And the reference is in Canto 8, chapter 7, in the purport of verse 22. Srila Prabhupada explained in the last part that Lord Vishnu, he doesn't directly contact the material nature. And when he has to give the seeds, which are the Jivatmas, so the living entities. So when the time comes to project the seeds into the womb of material nature, the glance of Mahavishnu turns into Lord Shiva. Now this is very interesting to understand. And Lord Shiva carries a Jivatma into the womb of Mother Nature. Now we know that this material nature is Mother Durga. It's called Durga also, right? Durga. And Mother Durga is a consort of Lord Shiva. So Lord Vishnu does not contact her. Instead, Lord Shiva is sent forth as a glance of Mahavishnu for this purpose. This we saw before also, and we will see later also in some of the cantos of Bhagavatam. So yes, so this was the interesting point here. Now, moving forward, we see that Srila Prabhupada mentioned 4 main points in the first part of the purport. So 4 main points. So let us see these 4 points, what they are. So the first main point is a cause of birth. Is a cause of birth. So many names are written there. All of them have taken birth, have come into this material world. So the cause of birth. And when we are reading about all these species of life, which are mentioned in the slokas. We can try to do an exercise. On the screen here, everybody can try to do that. Just be on like kind of observer, right? Let's do an exercise. Let's try to be a witness and observe what is happening here. So because as we know, all these things happen due to different desires of the living entities. And we have been taking birth again and again in different times and in different species of life, as you can see, we know that, right? But now that we are in the human form of life, we should question ourselves. Like, why are we getting different bodies? Why do we have to accept different species of life? Why do we meet good and evil? Because it says we meet good and evil also. Why? Why is that so? So it is again stated in Bhagavad Gita 13.22. Right? 13.22. What does it say here? Purusha prakriti stohi bhokte prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangasya sad asad yoni janmashu. The translation is, the living entity in material nature is thus follow the ways of life, enjoying the free modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Now, because we are in contact with material nature, we develop desires, right? Nobody can be desireless. Everybody has desires. And we should have, but that we should channel that desire toward the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his service, not for ourselves, right? Now, and this is since time immemorial that we have desires. And so we are tossed again and again into this material world, right? Now, this leads us to the second point in the purport. The second main point is the different bodies of the soul and the past deeds. Different bodies of the soul and the past deeds. This is the second one. So here, let's see what is the cause of the past deeds. Anyone? Anyone who would like to just guess, please? Why do we get different bodies? What is the cause of the different
karma and desires, Mataji?
Yes, thank you. The desires, right? The cause is our past different desires. People say we come to this world empty-handed and we go empty-handed. Yes, that is materially, we cannot carry anything. The dead body cannot carry anything. But the soul carries. The soul carries, spiritually, the soul carries like mind, intelligence, and false ego. That is a karma also together. So all these things are there. We unknowingly, it is carried by us. So we know that when Lord Mahavishnu exhales, the material world is created, and we are tossed into it through Lord Shiva, right? But at that time, we are not coming alone. We are coming with the remnants of our previous desires. And in Canto 3, we will see from chapter 6 to 12, it is describing detail of how Lord Brahma is creating the material world. And if we read attentively the activities of the Lord, it will provide us with the process of transcendental knowledge. That will come in Canto 3. We are completing soon Canto 2, which is great. We'll start Canto 3, and it will be in detail again how Lord Brahma is creating. And from there, we will get transcendental knowledge. We will get renunciation and devotional service. So we should properly hear and chant it to get liberation from this material existence. So this is guaranteed, right? So now let's talk a little bit about the body. In Bhagavad Gita 2.13, it is stated, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptira dhiras tatra namuhyati. Translation is, as the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. So now that we have the human body, we need to pay attention and try to focus on the Supreme Lord. That is our main business, right? But unless and until we get the knowledge, we will not know. And from that point, everything will be changed. We are not going to be subjected to the laws of material nature. Once we get the knowledge, once we understand, that will not be applicable to us. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he stated that when we start our spiritual journey, even at the very beginning, where we have the Bhakti Lata Bij, just started, the creeper of devotional service, just like we have the 2 little leaves of Tulsi, just started growing. Immediately we start feeling the good qualities, like everything coming from the super soul. Then we start to realize the good qualities and we start to cultivate the good qualities in ourselves. And slowly, slowly, we are on the path of liberation, right? It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Like if I'm giving the example of Tulsi Maharani, we plant the little plant slowly, slowly. We have to water it. We have to make sure it gets the right temperature. We have to make sure that environment is conducive for her growth, such as growing properly. So similarly, in the same way, we have to see our environment where we are. We are with devotees. We are taking prasadam. We are not eating from everywhere and eating everything. And also, we are getting association, we are reading, we are hearing all these things. Then we'll make transformation in our body. Otherwise, there is no transformation, right? There's this great marathon of book distribution is going on around the world. So Prabhupada said, don't worry about it. You just give, you just put the book in someone's hand. They take it or they don't take it. As long as you put it in their hand, they already got that touch. That seed is there. And if they manage to take the book, that's great. Even if they leave it on the shelf for years, it's in their place, in their house. Then slowly, slowly, one day they will open that book. I was listening to a class by Patri Prabhu. I don't know how many of you know Patri Prabhu. He is such a great personality, I must say. He is, his father is Russian, his mother was Ukrainian, and he was top rank in army himself. His mother was bank manager. They were quite wealthy. And he said when he was walking on the road, one day a devotee gave him a book. Devotee said, oh, you are very VIP, very important personality in the army. And please take this book. So he asked, what is this book for? Patri Prabhu said, the devotee said, this book is about war, about battles, about war. So Patri Prabhu said he got interested because he was in the army. So he took the book. He took the book and he he went home and then he tried to read. He wanted to see the part where it's talking about war. But Bhagavad Gita is about it, right? So Bhakti Babu said it took him like 10 minutes to say one word, Drashtarashtra Uvacha. He could not say Drashtarashtra Uvacha. And then it took him a whole year to read that book. After he read that book for 1 year, but he didn't read, he studied as well. And he said that what happened is he started realizing what is the truth. And he would not let his parents know about what he's doing. And he would just take bed sheet, put around him, no dhotis, and another small bed sheet on top, and he would do Harinam on the street. And finally, he left his job. His mother kicked him out of the house, saying that people are telling that my son has become mad. He has like an antenna, and he shaved his head, and he left the shika, which they called him antenna. And the mother, all his family members came to talk to him, but he did not listen to anyone. But today, I can just tell this story. Today, he is such a great personality in this con. His mother, after 22 years, didn't meet his mother. His mother wanted to go to India to see him. The mother went there. And before the mother said, "You are a shame for our family." When the mother reached India, how they received her, how she went to Nepal, how she got red carpet, she got garlands, she got the ministers, she got the salute, she got everything. She turned around and told the son, "Who are you?" The son said, "I am your son. And I told you once, you told me you are ashamed of me. I told you I will never let you feel ashamed." Finally, the mother falls sick after 5 months, and then they went to Vrindavan. He had make arrangement for helicopter to take the mother to Vrindavan, and the mother said, "Krishna has told me in 2 days I will leave this world." And he said, 2 days, there's no time. For the 2 days, he went around with the mother. He went to the temple, he went to Yamuna, he went everywhere. And then finally the day came. He sat there with some friends for 3 hours. They recited the whole Bhagavad Gita. And 45 minutes after, she left her body. And also the Prabhuji said he took his mother to Ganga, and then told her mother, "You dip in until you recite the whole Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Until you recite that properly, you don't come out of the cold water." The mother was shivering, but she learned the Mahamantra. And then when she was about to leave her body, she told her, before, like 2 days before, she told Patri Prabhu, "Take me to Vrindavan where God is." That's where Patri Prabhu took the mother. So you see, just the mother did not, the son has done so much. But it is also said that whatever one family member does, if one family member is a devotee, is a Vaishnava, it can liberate 21 generations of the family. Like Prahlad Maharaj, when Hiranyakashipu was killed by Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev said, "Ask for something, ask for something." Prahlad Maharaj said, "No, I don't want anything." Then Nrsimhadev said, "No, you have to ask for something." Then Prahlad Maharaj said, "Please forgive my father." Then Nrsimhadev said, "Your father is already liberated. Not only your father, 21 generations in your family will be liberated because of your bhakti. But we should do bhakti properly. We should be sincere. Then it will happen. It will not happen like this." So sorry, I got diverted. So now, if we deliberate about our past life, so if we just think, we may be in one of my previous life, I was a lunatic, right? Then how horrible it was. Must be very, very like difficult, horrible to be a lunatic. So we have been through all the species, 8.4 million species of life. And each species we had to meet death in different ways. In each species, we have to meet death so that we can progress forward. We cannot just stay in one and stay there. And then in different ways, meaning that sometimes we are killed, sometimes with disease, sometimes war, sometimes accident, sometimes committing suicide, all these are there, right? So as an observer, so remember I said, let's observe, right? Now we can think, what is the alternative? Because we're observing what is happening right now. What we can think now, what is an alternative so that we don't, what is a solution so that we don't come back, we don't get into the everything again. Now, how can I overcome it? How can I stop being involved in the process of changing bodies? Now we can understand something, right? Because we have got the knowledge, we have been reading Bhagavatam, we have got the knowledge, now we can. Now we can understand something that about material energy, and this is the third main point of the purport. Material energy, right? Now, material energy, who is she? She is a mother, right? She provides the body, but then what is the truth? According to Srila Jiva Goswami, no particular material body is created by Maya unless the living entity wants to possess it. Unless we want to possess a particular body, then we get it. So, for example, we see the tigers, jackals, the lions, and so on and so forth. They are meat eaters. They live on other animals. So when people who eat meat, they are going to get that kind of life. That is, we desire to get that kind of life, right? So previously, we already cultivated a specific desire to have a specific body. Otherwise, material nature, the mother nature, she won't create one particular body for us unless we desire it, right? So now we are caring and enjoying only the outside covering of the soul. Then we become completely deluded and we want more and more material objects for our enjoyment. Now, we love only those objects, but we should love the soul also, not only the outer layer of our body or caring only for the outer layer. So as we know, we use all kinds of products just to look good, just to look pretty, just to look handsome, but what do we do for the soul? What do we do for the soul? And we just things that we have to do for the soul is a kirtanam. We listen to kirtan. We feel. People say do meditation and feel peaceful. That is not us. That is a soul. The soul is so happy. So we may use the objects we obtain, but they should be for the purpose of the soul and to serve the Lord, not for our own enjoyment. When we understand that material nature provides us only the body, but ultimately the Lord is a creator. It is the Lord who is a creator. So maybe now is a time to give up our conception and to surrender unto the Lord and think seriously about adopting the path of devotional service. That is a time. If you haven't done it, you're just, okay, there's a class ongoing, let me just follow the class, let me just take it lightly. No. We should be serious about our spiritual life. Now, this takes us to the fourth main point of the purport, and it is an ultimate goal of life, right? Now, there are living entities who adopt a particular way of life. They feel relieved by ultimately the result is not permanent. We know we can feel happy, we can have, okay, I'm happy in a house, I'm happy in a big car, and I'm happy in a good job, but that is not the ultimate result. The ultimate result, and that is not permanent. Nothing is permanent. Nothing. Not the body, not the family member, not the house, not the job, not the car, not money, bank balance, nothing. Nothing is permanent. Even if they still stay behind, we go. The body drop and we go. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport that this material world is compared with prison house. Mataji just read it. And we are here to pay for our sins. It's punishment. People may say, oh, this world is beautiful. The world was created beautifully, but what about us? We make everything messy here. So it is for our punishment. Even if by some endeavors we get facilities, some comfort in life, we must remember that our ultimate destination is not here, is Golok Vrindavan, where everything is much, much more superior than what we can get in this material world. Srila Prabhupada tells us to become free from many, many things, he says. He said, become free from prison house and go back home, back to Godhead. But how can we reach this goal? By ourselves, it's not possible because we are not completely surrounded. We are all of us, right? We are completely surrounded by darkness. We are in the mode of Tamaguda. We are trying to go a little bit higher, but we are all by ourselves. It is not possible. Not possible. We need a special help. A special help coming from where? So we already mentioned that the Lord is the ultimate cause. And since he is ultimate cause, then we should get some of his mercy. Some of his mercy in this prayer, in his prayer to Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Brahma said, if someone who can get even a little trace of the mercy of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he can understand the truth. So we need that little particle of dust. Truth about what? We get the truth, yes, about what? Truth about the glories of the Lord. But we cannot get the mercy directly. Then what should we do to get the mercy directly? We cannot get it directly. We are not qualified to get the mercy directly. So what can we do to get the mercy? So in the 11th canto, Lord Shri Krishna told Uddhava that devotees can give special eyes. We will see that later. Divine eyes can give. And by his grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada gave us everything. Srila Prabhupada gave us everything, especially the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we understand, then we make distinct difference between our body, material nature, and the soul. Then we change from being unhappy to become a reservoir of static love. This is the Lord's ultimate plan. This is how he takes us all back home to Golok Vrindavan. This is his wish, his desire. That's why he created this world, so that we can walk our way slowly, but surely toward him. So in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Srila Sanatana Goswami mentioned that if at the time of leaving the body, there is no deities, there is no tulsi, or tulsi leaf usually we put around them, there is no Ganga Jal, there is no means, nothing. We are living in Western world, mostly like where I live, I cannot get all these things for sure. So, but if there is only some devotees present near us, then we are sure, really sure to go back home, back to Godhead. So this little bit of what Sanatana Goswami said, it gives us some confidence. At least we may hope to go back to Godhead because of devotees. So here, we come back to devotees. Like at the beginning, we talk about devotees like Srila Prabhupada. Now we come back to him again. Srila Prabhupada, at the end also, we will take his name again by the association of devotees, right? He has given us everything. It's all about us now to take or not to take. If we have got little knowledge, we have got little association, little understanding, we will grab this opportunity and we will try to do our best to go back home, back to Godhead. So I thank you all for your association, because I feel myself very grateful and how can I say it? I'm very fortunate. I live in a place where there is no temple, obviously no Ganga Jal, even Tulsi doesn't grow here. I try manage to do that, but I get your association, even online association. I got your association from reading a little bit, listening to you whenever I have time, and talking to you, which make me feel great. So I will say thank you for giving me the opportunity to purify my speech. Thank you for your association. Thank you for having me and putting up and listening to me. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnavin ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Guru Maharaj ki jai, Eldoret Yatra ki jai, all of you ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for today's class and making the 4 points very clear to us, and also reminding us that Lord Shiva is the one from the glands, it puts the seeds in the Prakriti. So thank you, and it's good to revise, because some of us miss classes and then we don't have time to catch up, but then when you revise like this, we can get the meaning.
Yes.
So are there any questions or comments from the group? If there are no questions or comments from the groups, can Bhakta Mugo, are you able to close today's session for an excellent session that Mataji gave us?
Yes. Hare Krishna, thank you, Professor Indulekha Mataji, for the opportunity. And thank you so much. You are great, Indulekha Mataji. Please accept our humble obeisances. Especially mine. I am so humbled to be even here. As you're speaking, what was going down my mind was, wow, what good fortune am I to listen to you? What good fortune may I have? I'm really humbled. Thank you. And when you're talking about how a devotee, the divine eye, it reminds me also Arjuna could not see Krishna. And
You're breaking, Prabhuji. You're breaking. I cannot hear you properly.
I think I didn't understand either, but I think Bhakta Mugo was probably saying about the divine eyes that Arjuna had to see the Virat Swarup. Is that what you meant, Bhakta Mugo? I think his connection has a problem, Mataji. Forgive
it's okay.
me.
Problem.
Okay, I can probably end the session for today. Thank you so much, Mataji, for today's session.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yes. Bhakta Mugo,
Yes.
are you
Sorry,
able to
I'm sorry about. Yes. Thank you. Sorry about that. My internet was also saying the eyes of a devotee can also Arjuna could not see Krishna as a supreme personality until Krishna helped him to see him.
Yes.
So yeah. So the devotee can give us the divine eyes. So wow. And having the Maha Mantra, just a particle, a dust of the glories. It resonates on when devotees saying the lotus feet, just the dust of the lotus feet. Thank you so much for that profound class. So I'd like to invite everyone.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You got the point. Thank you. You got the point of Arjuna. That is very great. You referred to Arjuna. He could not see the Virat Roop. Then Krishna gave him the divine eyes. Similarly, we see Sanjaya. He got the divine eyes so that he could narrate to Dhritarashtra what is happening on the battlefield. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think I'd like to request the assembled devotees to kindly unmute and utilize this dust of the lotus feet that we have in our hands of the Muhammad.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Her Grace Indulekha Mataji ki Jai.
Alduret Yatra ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you very much, Mataji.